Welcome to Robert Frost Challenge Center. At the Challenge Center, we serve students from grades 2 through 5 who qualify as highly gifted. Students from across the city and surrounding areas can apply to attend, and with qualifying scores, the students are immersed in experiences which provide them opportunities for accelerated learning, deeper inquiry, connections, and research. Curriculum is compacted, accelerated, and enriches the average curriculum that is being taught in the other classrooms. Every child really deserves to have a program that ignites their love for learning. Additionally, the curriculum is based on state standards, best research practices, and gifted education standards of the National Association of Gifted Children. Math is taught 1 year ahead of grade level, and reading and writing is taught as core subjects and integrated into science and social studies.
Number 10. The Challenge Center is its own school, but in the same building as Robert Frost. We are two schools, but one community.
Our two schools participate in band and orchestra together, and we also have lunch and recess together.
You can start playing in orchestra in 4th grade, and you can start playing in band in 5th grade.
Some of the things we do together are combined assemblies and field trips, and we do student council together.
We share our principals, our counselors, and our PTO.
The Robert Frost PTO, the parent-teacher organization, is really awesome, full of super fun, engaged parents who want to just enrich the school community. We have all kinds of wonderful school-wide events. We do a couple Skate City parties during the year. We do Air Madness jump nights. We've done a Stampede night to watch hockey. We also do 2 movie nights usually at Lincoln High School, which is super fun for the students here to get a chance to check out where a lot of students will eventually attend high school. Lots of fun events that give the students a chance to be together both with Robert Frost and Challenge Center. We do the joint events because it really creates this awesome sense of community in the school. My family is in a unique situation. We live really close by, and we started at Robert Frost. And it was one of our worries that, so our girls are going to the Challenge Center. Will that be tricky for them to not have their friends from Robert Frost? But the school does just a great job of integrating both schools so that the 3rd grade Robert Frost, 3rd grade Challenge Center all have recess and lunch together so that the kids get a chance to be together during the school day and make friends who might not be with them in their classes.
We have all the regular specials: art, library, music, and PE.
We celebrate 2 parties. One is our fall party where we dress up and play games, and the other is our Valentine's party where we make boxes and hand out treats.
Number 9.
Here at the Challenge Center, we strive to meet the needs of our gifted learners. Some of the ways we do that is by accelerating, adapting, modifying, and enriching our curriculum. Because we are able to move at an accelerated pace in all subject areas, it provides the opportunity for students to interact, learn, and socialize with their gifted peers. In math specifically, we teach 1 grade level above. So for example, I teach 5th grade standards to my 4th grade class. By pre-assessing each math unit, we are able to compact and condense the curriculum in order to provide enrichment opportunities for the students to explore. A priority standard in the 5th grade curriculum is determining the volume of a 3D figure. Because students grasp this concept with minimal repetition, we're able to provide them with a hands-on, real-world application project called Volumeville. This is always a favorite. Another example in math includes a project where students have the opportunity to practice finding common denominators by designing and creating a fraction quilt. This same concept of providing enrichment opportunities also happens for our readers, authors, and scientists. Moving at a faster pace allows for higher student engagement as well as time for more in-depth learning experiences, which allows our gifted learners to thrive.
The teachers really spend a lot of time focusing on how to make the curriculum they need to teach very in-depth. So they might be teaching the exact same thing as a standard classroom, but they're going to go into a lot more detail. Maybe you will take this science knowledge you have to know, but we're going to also do a project on it that pushes you a little further. Or We have to teach poetry, but we're going to take it to one step beyond that because you can learn the basics a little bit faster. So these students tend to learn at a faster pace, and that just allows them some space to do just a little bit more or to meet the interest of the students. I'm noticing a lot of projects are very hands-on. They're working with bugs, they're making mixtures together to understand elements in science. They're using a lot of manipulatives and math to better understand concepts. And so these students who are able to understand things at a basic level can really use those senses to get all the different aspects of it.
Number 8.
In the Challenge Center, we have a lot of opportunities to work as a team. We work in partners and in small groups on different projects. Our teachers create ways for us to learn to work together. We work on ways to interact with each other during morning meetings and in classes. We also reflect on our interactions with groups and peers after we complete a project.
We get to work in groups during math on projects like Volumeville. We make 3D houses using the area formula to make a town.
We work in the science lab doing STEM projects. In 4th grade, we got to make cars out of popsicle sticks, tape, and paper.
During reading, we get to pick a book and work in a group reading the same book. After we read for a week, we discuss what happened.
During social studies, we researched Native American housing and got to build our own homes as a team out of sticks and other items found in nature to represent the homes we learned about.
In writing, we work with partners too. We do peer edits and checks throughout our writing projects. We check in with one another and give feedback to improve our writing.
Number 7.
Something unique to the Challenge Center are interims. Interims are a week-long deep dive into a specific area of study. During these units of study, students get to experience hands-on activities, field trips, and guest speakers with a specific knowledge about the topic. Some of the topics that we have learned about in the past include crime scene investigation, farm to table, theater, and art.
At the Challenge Center, we have the opportunity to do fun interims. This year, we got to go to the Sanford Research Center. While we were there, we got to touch and hold a human brain. It was really hands-on, and we also met scientists working in the lab with all of their cool tools and materials. There was also a woodcarver from Europe, and he carved a Roadrunner neuron display. I enjoyed the learning experience during our interim because we were learning while also having so much fun.
We took a brain interim. We learned a lot of cool stuff, like the brain stem has the oblongata, the medulla, the pons, and there's no other parts, but we also got to touch a human brain and a sheep brain.
Those are specialized learning projects. They usually stem from parents of students who have knowledge in an area. So they've done things from learning about the brain, learning about the heart. They've done drama and arts. They've done environmental type things. I know they did like a food to table one year, so they learned about farming all the way to bringing it to our table in a grocery store, for example. Those interims usually have a lot of guest speakers. They might have some field trips involved, and it's just a really good opportunity for these students to explore in an area that wouldn't always be allowed in a typical classroom setting.
Number 6.
Every time there is someone new to the Challenge Center, we all try our best to make sure they feel welcomed and at home. We all stay on our best behavior and help someone if they need help. Everyone has been the new kid, so we all know what it feels like. We think it's very important for everyone to feel welcomed at the Challenge Center.
It's cool that at Challenge Center, other kids think like me. Here, most of my class loves to read. I'm not the only one learning complicated math. It's nice to have students to work with on challenging activities. Some kids are interested in some of the same things that I'm interested in, like orchestra or drama, for example. Like some people say, great minds think alike.
I like how Robert Frost and Challenge Center have races together because you can make all kinds of friends and there's much more people to play with. I also like how Robert Frost and Challenge Center have lunch together because it's fun to see all the 4th graders eat lunch together. It's like we're one big community.
My wife and I really struggled with the decision with our oldest of whether to enroll her in the Challenge Center. She was very happy in 1st grade in the regular Harvey Dunn and had so many friends, and we really worried about taking her away from her friends, putting her into a new environment, Also, my wife and I both grew up in rural public schools, and so we wanted, that able to function in society and not be separate from it. Within 2 weeks of her starting the Challenge Center, she had a whole new group of friends who all were in the same position she was. They'd all started out not knowing anybody, having to make those new friends, and it happened so quickly. I remember going to have lunch with her about a month after she started and sitting down at the lunchroom table. And the conversation between all of the kids at the lunchroom table, they were, as second graders, they were arguing about whether Pluto was a planet or not. And I'm like, okay, she's found her tribe. And I mean, it was an engaging conversation, rich. It was just wonderful.
What I love about the Challenge Center is a lot of these students are coming to the Challenge Center new, and most of them. So everybody's in the same boat right from the beginning. They are getting to know each other as new kids. There's an excitement of something new and something that they can really be challenged in, and then they have these other kids that feel the same way. What I also love is because of some of the unique qualities they have, the other kids are more acceptable of that. So if they're a little bit quirky or they have some interests that are maybe a little bit different, these kiddos are just as excited as they are to hear about them. And so I really find they find friendships with kids who think like them and approach situations like them and maybe even overthink some situations, and they play on the playground a little bit differently. They maybe look for bugs together, or they approach a game with a huge imaginative idea in mind, and it's really fun for them to find friends who welcome that and are just as excited as they are about that.
Number 5.
We are so fortunate at the Challenge Center to be able to have a science lab. We have a huge room with dividers, so we can actually divide it into 2 separate classrooms. However, we found that most often we like to use it as one big room. A grade level comes down together. The teachers co-teach, and then the students are able to be in groups with classmates that they might not get much experience with. We also have an aide who helps us set up and tear down our different experiments. This is extremely helpful because we like to provide a lot of hands-on experiments for our kids. And we also provide a lot of assistance with group work. We teach them how to compromise when they have different ideas. We also work really hard on growth mindset. Many of our engineering designs provide that opportunity where it might fail the first or even second time that kids do things, and this allows them to learn that they still are learning things through those mistakes. Most of all, though, the kids just really enjoy coming down to the science lab. It's a big highlight of their time here.
Number 4. Here at the Challenge Center, we do extra activities like hatching chicks, working with coding, and participating in a spelling bee. All of these activities help us to show off our gifted talents. For example, the spelling bee gives students the option to show off how gifted they are as a speller, as well as supporting and cheering on their classmates and other students in the CC. We also do coding 30 minutes a week to help us with our future in coding. Hatching chicks is super fun because we get to learn about their life cycle as well as learning to care about something other than just ourselves. Number 3.
At the Challenge Center, we not only provide students opportunities to flourish academically, but in social and emotional ways. Gifted students often develop asynchronously. This means that in some capacity, they are developing at an uneven rate. For instance, most gifted students have the ability to perform at above grade level rates academically, but socially and emotionally are not able to process at that same rate. This can cause students to exhibit a variety of behaviors, such as avoidance, shutting down, lack of self-worth, and/or the inability to regulate emotions, to name a few. Because of this, the social-emotional learning that takes place within the classrooms is crucial in helping students bridge the gap. Some of the topics that are covered under the social-emotional umbrella include the growth mindset and working with grit, self-worth and affirmations, perfectionism, regulating emotions and mindfulness, acceptance of self and others, and inclusion. So an example of the social emotional learning that we've done in 4th grade connects to the learning pit and perfectionism, because truly they go hand in hand. When we think about gifted kids and the process in which they learn, they often believe that they need to get it right on the first attempt, and that's not true. And so we've utilized the learning pit, and we've really worked to understand that learning is a process versus learning has to happen on the first attempt. So learning ultimately happens when we are in the pit, and we are working to become experts at a topic, but we don't necessarily have to be experts to begin with. And so if you take a look here, we did a lot of different things in order to foster that social emotional learning in terms of perfectionism. We read some books. We took a look at several quotes, such as "No one is perfect, that's why pencils have erasers." We reflected on some quotes. We actually created some art with only erasers, which was pretty profound in the fact that it proved that erasers have great power in terms of how we learn and the process of learning. And then each student finished the phrase, "I don't have to be perfect, but I can," and then they finished that. And so that was just one way that we here in 4th grade worked to foster that social emotional learning. In all of the other SEL topics, we do different activities utilizing a lot of quotes, books, discussion, podcasts, and things like that to really bring it real world for the kids and really help them understand that wherever they're at is a good thing, and celebrating those wins along the way, big or small, is what we're striving for.
Number 2.
One thing I like about the Challenge Center is that we get more choice. We get to choose some of the topics that we research about. The teachers are really nice, and they have a variety of seating options in the classroom. My teacher has exercise balls and a rocking chair. Before coming to the Challenge Center in 3rd grade, I went to Eugene Field. Everyone is welcoming here and is new to the school at some point.
The Challenge Center teachers try to make our learning fun. One of the ways is by decorating their classrooms a certain theme. But they're also really good at realizing where everyone's at and helping them through their learning journey at the student's pace. Our classroom environment makes new students feel welcome and safe and a part of the team right away. And at the CC, it's crucial that everyone learns to work together as a team and collaborate with others. Everyone gets along here. Even if you're not best friends, you're all a part of this together.
Something I really like about our Challenge Center teachers is that they really want to see their max potential, and they really want to see what you can do, and they really push you to do your best and work hard. And I think that's really nice to know that someone's on your side when you're learning, because sometimes it can be really hard. Something I like about the classroom environment is that everyone includes everybody else, and you'll never be left out, and you'll always be part of the team.
Number 1.
Robert Frost Challenge Center provides many opportunities for students and family to build community. For instance, each year we host Party on the Playground. Party on the Playground is a time where students and families can come to our playground and enjoy each other by having food at food vendors, face painting, games, and so many more things to build community. Throughout the year, we also do a fun run, quiz bowl, art show, holiday sing-along, and this year we are even starting a talent show. To build relationships among other grade levels, we also participate in book buddies, where 2 classrooms from different grade levels get together to read, make fun crafts, and have a great time together. Our student council is run by amazing staff and is open for 4th and 5th grade students who have interest in applying to be on the council. As another way to strengthen relationships here at Robert Frost Challenge Center, we have Roadrunner Way slips and Golden Moment slips for those that are showing the Roadrunner Way, which is being respectful and kind, responsible and safe. They really boost the student spirit.
A Roadrunner Way slip is 2 pieces of paper. One is yellow and one is white. You get them for following the Roadrunner Way, which is being respectful, kind, responsible, safe, and you get them from staff members. At the end of the day, you are going to put the yellow one in a basket for Roadrunner Way slips, and you're going to bring the white one home to your parents or guardians. The next day, the principal is going to to draw 3 people who have gotten Roadrunner Way slips, and those 3 people are going to get prizes.
At Robert Frost Challenge Center, we have these things called Golden Moments. Golden Moments are sheets of paper that students give out to other students when they find them doing the Roadrunner Way. Some ways you can get these are maybe like someone picking up towels by the bathroom or cleaning up water by the water fountains. When you get a golden moment, you should feel very proud of yourself because you did something right and you did the Roadrunner Way. When you give one, you should feel proud of the person that you gave it to because they did the Roadrunner Way and they did something right for the school and everyone in it.
It's really neat to have the gifted pull-out programs in schools, but I think it's extra special for kids who need the challenge to have this opportunity to be challenged all day in their classroom with students who also need to be challenged. I think another big thing that makes this experience so special is the community of students who all want to be challenged, that want to learn, that just love learning and growing and maybe pushing beyond what a regular classroom does.
I find there's a lot of group work in the curriculum, which is a really great way for them to collaborate with each other, learn to get along with students who think a little bit differently than them, but also think similarly to them. It allows them to build those friendships again and really learn how to work in a collaborative setting, which is so critical as we look at them moving into the world in the future.
My oldest now is a junior in high school and went through the Challenge Center and then went through honors program. Now is in Lincoln as a junior, and she's really grown and developed into a leader. She's drum major for Lincoln Marching Band. She's getting 5s on her AP tests and starting to look toward college now, and it's really set her up to be competitive to go anywhere in the nation that she chooses to go. And all that foundation was set, with that initial decision to enroll her in the Challenge Center, clear back in 2nd grade, and everything kind of built on that.